Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Welcome back to our Expert on the Microphone series in our Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2 Lift. Today, we're joined by the incredible Dr. Jenn Owen. She's a board-certified OBGYN and Chief Medical Officer of Owen Health Group. After delivering babies for 12 and a half years in private practice, she now focuses solely on gynecology and female health and wellness, treating women in her Texas community for the past 7.5 years at Owen Health Group, where she works side by side with her brother, Dr. Jeff Owen. She's going to join me today to chat all about the importance of prioritizing vaginal health and the treatments and technologies to rejuvenate your skin down there. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So excited to demystify all these stigmas surrounding female sexual wellness and health. You are a trailblazer, and I'm excited to chat with you today.
Thank you. Yes, I think it's so important to have women aware of everything we're going to talk about today. So I'm super excited.
All right. So before we dive in too deep, no pun intended, let's take a look back. Let's take a look back on your journey. So after delivering babies for over a decade, you switched your focus to gynecology and are a vocal advocate for discussing vaginal and sexual health very openly, a topic that has gone far too long with far too little discussion, right? So what initially inspired you to make the switch to focus solely on gynecology, and why do you find these discussions so important?
Yeah, so actually initially delivering babies was my passion. I loved it so much, but it takes so much of your time. It just truly sucks the life out of you. And I loved it to a fault. I always say I could never tell my patients no. I would want to be there for every delivery. And so my family suffered because of my job, basically. And so I wanted to be home more with my husband and my two girls. And so I truly made the decision to switch to careers basically for my family. So whenever you switch from delivering babies to purely a gynecology practice, I really wanted to find something that I was passionate about, something that was going to serve my community, find a need that was really out there. And my husband actually is the one who encouraged me to purchase 8 years ago this device called Votiva. It's a platform that is a radio frequency energy, and we can talk about that later in more depth, but purchased the platform and then really dove into focusing on women's health, women's vaginal health in particular. And the rest is history. So, yes.
Full circle story. So I know you were the first physician, like you just said, in 2000. I want to focus on that. That's important. It's pivotal. In 2017 in the West Texas area to offer Votiva, which, again, for those listening, is a non-surgical and non-hormonal option to treat a variety of female issues. And you've also been a certified provider of the O-Shot since 2018 and are now even offering treatments like Empower RF. So what are some of the most common concerns your patients bring to you regarding their vaginal health? And in a sea of technologies, how do you decide the right treatment plan for them? I mean, there's so many options.
Ironically, when I first purchased the device, I really thought women were going to come to me for more aesthetic reasons, like, let's tighten the external vulva, let's tighten the vagina, after babies, everything's loose. And so I really thought that's the population I was going to be serving. And then I quickly found out that over 95% of my patients are coming to me more for medical indications. So searching out treatment options for vaginal dryness, pain with intercourse, frequent vaginal infections, frequent UTIs, urinary incontinence, decreased vaginal sensation, suboptimal orgasms. So just all of these things that definitely are not aesthetic, but are truly affecting their lives, affecting their marriages. And so everything that I do on a daily basis is really helping women get their lives back, which makes me so, so happy.
I love the proactiveness. So let's touch base on one particular treatment, the CO2 Lift V. It's painless, it's effective. It's a treatment that has no downtime, addresses vaginal dryness and urinary issues and discomfort during intercourse, and even vaginal laxity and so much more. And even going beyond CO2 Lift V's monotherapy benefits, it can also be used in conjunction with other procedures to minimize both downtime and discomfort post-procedures. Now, Dr. Jenn, you are familiar with the product. In your experience, how does the CO2 Lift V compare to other non-surgical treatments? And how have you firsthand seen it improve vaginal health as a standalone treatment or even in conjunction with other procedures?
So I think you really hit the nail on the head that it is a procedure treatment that is so safe, so effective. There's no downtime. They can do it in the comfort of their own home. So they don't have to come into the office and have a procedure or treatment done. It is safe on all skin types. There are no contraindications. There's no side effects. So not only, like you said, is this fabulous as a standalone treatment, it is used in conjunction with other treatments that we offer in the office. In fact, it's become standard protocol with a couple of my procedures. So for instance, the O shot you mentioned. Every patient that gets the O shot goes home with this treatment. It expedites healing and improves their results as well. And then there's another procedure called Morpheus 8V, which is combining microneedling with radiofrequency energy in the vaginal area, which some people freak out by that, but we have a great protocol. Yeah. I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, what? But we have a wonderful protocol, and we make the procedure as comfortable as possible because the results are just incredible. But we apply this product actually prior to the treatment, and they go home with another treatment to use that evening, again, to expedite healing. So it's become a beautiful part of my practice. Incredible product.
So I know another great application of CO2 Lift V is for perimenopausal and menopausal women, another area of women's health that has long been under-researched and under-discussed, but now finally is gaining recognition in the medical field. So Dr. Jenn, I know you're passionate about supporting women through this stage of life. How do you guide your patients through perimenopause and menopause, and what treatments do you find most effective?
Oh, wow. I mean, you said it just right off the bat that I think finally, attention is being paid to us women going through this time in our lives. Even a couple of years ago, if you're going through perimenopause, you're going to your physician, there's 65 complaints you could have. And physicians have truly been uneducated, and they don't understand that what these women are going through is actually due to their lack of hormones and hormonal changes and the chaos during the perimenopausal and postmenopausal years. And so again, looking for modalities that can help women through this time has just been incredible. So we always talk about, hormone replacement therapy. That's always super important. But unfortunately, some women cannot take hormones or choose not to take hormones. And so this product has been just a beautiful adjunct to be able to provide to my practice. And these women are just seeing beautiful changes, like you said, with vaginal dryness, pain with intercourse. I mean, it's truly saving marriages. If you can't have intercourse with your husband or your partner because it hurts so much, you're so dry, that is going to affect your marriage, your life, and you lose confidence. And so these products and these treatments really give women their confidence back and empower women to process this time of life the best they can.
I'm so glad you're here to break this all down, because conversations like these are so important with many women, and they're just hesitant to talk about their intimate health and consequently not getting the help that they need. So whether they're struggling with urinary incontinence or vaginal dryness or pain with intercourse, all of these will impact the woman's quality of life. So thanks for everything that you're doing. Now, what advice do you have for women who may not prioritize their vaginal health? And what's one thing you wish more women knew about their intimate well-being?
I think we have to realize, and we all put so much effort into our outward appearance, aesthetics, and we all want to appear beautiful on the outside. But I think our vaginal health is so, so important. And like I said, it can just affect so many aspects of your life that you don't even realize. And again, saving marriages and maintaining a good relationship with your partner. And so I think the one thing I wish women would know is that if you start to address this issue early on, so let's be proactive, right? Let's stay on top of things before we have major issues. And that's why I love this product. Any age group can use this. And so if we really start to address our vaginal issues at a younger age and think of it as more preventative, I think it's going to really prevent problems as we transition through menopause, and it can make that transition seamless.
Yeah, definitely. This is about being ahead of the curve, not, getting to the situation that you have this big problem unfolding in front of you and you didn't take the proper steps, right? Now, lastly, before we wrap up, let's touch on education, whether it's educating your peers at conferences or educating your community and patients through private discussions or social media. Without a doubt, education plays a crucial role in advancing women's health. How do you approach educating your community of peers and patients on vaginal health and wellness?
It's funny. I found really that more word of mouth is powerful, right? So when I started this private practice 8 years ago, really no advertising initially. It was just starting to get the conversation opened, especially where we live in the Bible Belt, getting women to be comfortable with discussing, like you said, the vaginal dryness, pain with intercourse, incontinence. And so bringing the patients in, spending the time with them, listening to them, and providing them with explanations and answers and options. And then word of mouth spreads, right? And so women then start to talk to their friends, and then their friends come in. So it's kind of a personal referral type thing. And then, yes, like you said, educating my peers. I've spoken at conferences before about all of this. I think that's so important because I do believe that a lot of providers out there are not educated. And thank goodness, like I said, that we are really at this moment in our lives that more attention is being paid to perimenopause and menopause and all the issues we go through and all of the treatments now available. So it's just social media, like you said, getting out there, talking about it. I love doing posts, I do a little Myth Monday on Mondays and just educating women and providing as much information as I can.
Yeah, you're one of the trailblazers paving the way. You and founders like Laniker from CO2 Lift and CO2 Lift V. Laniker is paving the way in an incredible category. Then we have journalist turned book author expert Tamsin Fadal on. She wrote an incredible book, How to Menopause, with Dr. Jessica Shepard, who's pioneering again the alongside all these incredible trailblazers. Very recently, we have Halle Berry that came up and really is speaking at the forefront of look at all my symptoms. Everyone from Oprah Winfrey to Brooke Shields. I mean,
Incredible.
the world is waking up, and this is what you have been talking about for a decade, and now it's finally mainstream. Menopause is mainstream. Look at this. Look what we.
Like Oprah said the other night. Oprah said, "Menopause is coming for you. It's coming for you. So you got to be ready."
We could continue talking for on and on, but I truly thank you so much for educating us today and lending your voice and being just the expert that you are.
Thank you for having me. This was a pleasure. Yes, we can chat again more. There's so many subjects too. Like you said, this could go on and on and on. So
Yes,
beautiful. Thank you.
More conversations are definitely needed and will be had. That was our Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2 Lift, and that was the incredible Dr. Jenn Owen, board-certified OBGYN and Chief Medical Officer at Owen Health Group. Definitely check them out at owenhealthgroup.com. And, of course, definitely follow her on Instagram at Jenn, the GYN. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by CO2 Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2 Lift. CO2 Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxytherapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase in luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance.
For more information or to order CO2 Lift, ask your skincare professional or go to co2lift.com.